Hmm? What do you think? All right. So I've decided how I'm going to do this, my lives from now on. I am going to talk about some of the books that I have helped write, um, and things like that. Because I think that's probably the best way to do this channel. Because otherwise, I think we would get pretty bored. I'm a pretty boring person. I like to be home, chilling. Um, in my bed. I am very much so a homebody. I don't really want to be outside too much, unless it's like sitting in nature, out in the trees and stuff like that. But for the most part, no sirree, Bob. I do not like. I'm not a club person, but like food, yes. Oh my goodness, I can really really eat some food. Um, but I thought this was a pretty pattern to put on the screen, because I don't like to show my face, but this is just something that I wanted to do. Um, so, the first book that I'm going to read, I read it yesterday, but I didn't like that live, so I deleted it. So, I'm giving you guys a free preview into the prologue of the book Doors. I think this is going to be a really great book. Um, I have not yet published it to Amazon, but I have published it to my site, which is located in the description, I believe. Um, so you can check that out, abisolarights.com. So the prologue for Doors is, this is so good. I love this book. I'm probably going to read an excerpt here or there to kind of generate some curiosity about the book. I think it's going to be a pretty dope book. It's called Before Memory, Before Breath, Before Names, There Was an Agreement. This is the prologue. Not all agreements are spoken. Some are simply understood the way two rivers understand they are going to meet long before the land between them wears away. Some are witnessed. Some are carried quietly and faithfully, and at a great cost, long after the ones who made them have forgotten they were ever made at all. The house stood in silence. It was not a house the way the word is used among the living, not brick, not timber, not a thing a man could build or burn. It was older than building. Its doors stretched farther than sight could follow, rank upon rank of them fading into a distance that was not quite distance, and no two of them were alike. Some were plain as a barn door, some were carved with the letters in tongues that had never been spoken aloud on the earth. Some seemed to have been made from stone, some from wood so dark it drank the light, and a few, only a few, looked as though they had been shaped out of morning itself and stood there glowing softly, patiently, the way a lamp burns in a window for someone who has yet to come home. Some had never once been opened. Some had been waiting longer than time, had a way of counting. Each of them belonged to someone. That was the first law of the house, and the deepest. No hand could force them, no strength could break them, no cunning could pick them, no fire could burn them, no lie could talk its way across their thresholds, and they answered to one voice and one bearing only, to the one for whom, before memory and before breath, they had been prepared. A gathering stood before them. No introductions were needed. No rank was announced. There was no throne, no herald, no lifting of any voice above another. Each of them knew why they had come, and each of them knew the others. And the knowing was so complete that speech, when it came, was almost an afterthought, a courtesy paid to the shape of things. The silence was broken. His path has been measured. It has. The inheritance, it has been recorded. The keys, they are prepared. Another silence longer in that place. A silence could carry more than any sentence. And this one carries something like grief in it and something like resolve. And beneath both of those, a patience so vast it had no floor. Then the access. It will be enough. One among the gathering did not answer. The pause was almost invisible. Almost. But in the house, where nothing was hidden, even the smallest withholding stood out like a single dark door in a wall of burning ones. Another voice spoke, and this voice was gentler than the rest and sadder. He must choose. He will. He must forget. Again, silence. Not everyone agreed. Nothing more was said. In that place, disagreement did not need to be argued. It only needed to be seen, and it was seen, and it was allowed to stand because even the house did not compel. The agreements were witnessed. The doors remained closed. One by one, the gathering departed until the long corridors held only the soft, waiting light of the lamps that had been lit for the unarrived. Only one remained, watching, waiting, as though something somewhere had already begun. Far below, beneath the house, beneath the light, beneath the reach of any word that had been spoken there, in a hospital room, on any ordinary night, in a country that kept its own kind of records, a child took his first breath. And somewhere in the house, without a hand to touch it, without a wind to move it, one of the doors trembled. Only slightly, only once. The way a thing trembles when it recognizes from very far off the sound of a name it has been waiting its whole life to hear. I love this book. It was a great write. It took quite a bit of time to write, edit, and prepare for the site. But it is up on the site, AbisolawRites.com. I hope you enjoy it. It was the best thing ever. Especially the part where the child is being born. Let me read that part again. Far below, beneath the house, beneath the light, beneath the reach of any word that had been spoken there. In a hospital room on an ordinary night, in a country that kept its own kind of records, a child took his first breath. And somewhere in the house, without a hand to touch it, without a wind to move it, one of the doors trembled. Only slightly, only once. The way a thing trembles when it recognizes from very far off the sound of a name it has been waiting its whole life to hear. That is kind of like you're itching to hear what's going to happen next. But on that note, I'm going to end my live now. And I hope you guys take a look at the book. And if you like it, read it.